Blessings, everyone. The Lord gave me a word for someone, and the word is you are moving. So, this is an actual physical move for who this word is for. And this move is going to come very quickly, very suddenly, may seem very random for someone. But for someone, this part is very specific. It's going to happen within the next 30 days. Again, that's very specific. That is not for everyone. Always take every prophetic word back to the Lord, and He will confirm His word if this word is for you. And so He showed me several different things when He was giving me this word. He's been giving me this word over probably the last week or so, and He has shown me several things as part of this word. And one thing He showed me was there was this man. He was moving out of a kind of a temporary living situation. It was like an apartment. It was very temporary, and he was taking things out of his apartment, and he was having to take things out individually, like individual items, and instead of them being packed in boxes like you would normally do to move, he was having to take out very small things and put them in his vehicle, like down in his floorboard, because he didn't have time to pack. And so what the Lord was saying was like, you won't have time to pack, so He needs you to be ready and be prepared for this move. Another thing He showed me was actually a moving truck pulling up to in front of a house that was, the people were getting ready to move, and the driver, the movers were they were blowing the horn at the people in the house, like saying, "Come on, let's go." And so, like a friend, they're in a hurry and they're coming to pick you up and they don't have time to come to the door to come get you. They're like, I'm just going to blow the horn to let them know that we're here and you come out and, we got to go because we're in a rush. It was like that. And so what the Lord was speaking, through this is he needs you to be packed and to be ready. And this move is for kingdom purpose. So not only do you need to be ready for the actual physical move, but you need to be ready for the assignment, the position, the calling, that's coming with this move. Because once you make this move, this physical move, you're going to hit the ground running in that new, assignment, position, calling, whatever it is. And so he needs you to be ready in more ways than one. And so this is exciting that you are moving. Maybe this is something that's coming out of the blue, or maybe this is something that God spoke to you, a while back, and you thought it was coming and it never came. And so you kind of had given up on it, or thinking, hey, I don't know when this is going to happen. So you stop preparing maybe. And so he needs you to prepare. It is coming quickly. So he needs you to be ready. There is a second part to this word. Now, this next part is more specific for someone, and this is not going to be for everyone. This word is for. It's still about moving, but the Lord is calling you to a larger city, like a capital city. Again, this is all for kingdom purpose. And He's placing you near a city, like a capital city, because you're gonna have easy access to transportation, like airports, maybe even trains, subways, and then it's also easy to get around. And He has a specific assignment for capital cities. He's calling a lot of people to capital cities right now, but He's going to call you to kind of get up and go, and just follow the Holy Spirit leading. He may be like taking you on an adventure to say, hey, let's go for a ride, get in and go. And you may not even know where you're going, but you'll get the instructions from the Holy Spirit once you say yes and you start going. And it's going to be fun assignments. And also, and this may be a little bit different, is people are going to need you quickly in this season. Maybe you're called to be, like in ministry, or you're going to be called to come speak to people, or maybe a prayer summit, whatever it may be. But during the season, he's going to need you to learn how to pack very lightly, and where you're able to carry, just like one carry-on bag. If you're flying, you can pack it quickly. You could come home for work. And that is one thing. Another thing that he showed me was this woman. She was coming, she had a very busy day. I think she was a teacher, and she was able to come in after work. She was able to throw a bag together and be packed in one bag, and she was ready to go and ready to travel. And another thing he showed me was there was this woman working in, I guess it was kind of like maybe a coffee shop, or maybe a deli or diner. It was just a smaller, like more intimate thing. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. But she was working. She had on her like apron where she had been working, and she went from working to all of a sudden there was this luggage that was in the middle of the floor, like in the dining area of that restaurant or coffee shop, whatever it is. and she went from working to grabbing that suitcase in the middle of the floor and kind of whisking away and going out the door. So what the Lord was speaking is that basically he's going to need you to kind of be ready to go, be ready to pack lightly, be able to pack very quickly, and be willing to be able to go. And not only just to pack lightly your physical things, but also making room in your life to be able to go at a moment's notice, and making room for the Holy Spirit and being able to listen to his voice for when he says get up and go. Maybe it's a prayer assignment. He needs you to go somewhere and to pray somewhere for someone. He may give you words of knowledge for people, whatever it may be. But he needs you not only to pack lightly, but to make room in your life where you're not, you know, bogged down with a lot of things that would keep you from being able to go at a moment's notice. So it's kind of two part on that, on being ready. But anyway, this is I'm excited for who this word is for, especially this second half, because the Lord took me through a season like this a couple of years ago, and it was such a fun season. And I didn't appreciate it as much in the time because it wasn't easy. It was, obedience is not always easy, but it was very fun, and I learned so much. And that's what the Lord was speaking, is that this is going to be a season of growth for you, and learning to trust him, and also learning to hear his voice clearly and be confident that you can hear his voice. But he's going to take you on an adventure and some assignments that may be totally last minute. So he, needs you to be prepared. So I'm excited. You're going to grow your faith. You're going to learn so much. But anyway, that is the word for today. Again, always take any prophetic word that you get and take me back to the Lord, and just sit with him and let him confirm it. He will confirm the word to you. Or maybe he's already been speaking this to you, and this serves as confirmation. And so receive this word in faith. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Shannon. I'm very new to the YouTube space. God will give me, prophetic words, words of knowledge. He speaks to me through various ways, through visions, through dreams, through everyday life, of course, through His Word. And I'm doing this totally out of obedience, and I'm just going to share them when He tells me to share them. I'm not going to make videos just to be making videos, but I share them in hopes that it will encourage you, it will minister to you, or maybe confirm something God has already been speaking to you. But my desire is that it will help you grow your own relationship with the Lord and help you hear His voice clearly, and give you confidence that you are hearing His voice and hearing it accurately. So, anyway, if this is something that interests you, follow along. I would love to stay connected with you. Blessings to you all.